Hey, welcome everyone. This is the first episode of Let's Talk with Jason B. I'm your host, Jason B. Wisenen. Now, this is my first episode. I've never done talk radio like this before, and I kind of feel like Fraser Crane. Does anybody remember Fraser Crane? Oh, he was. I'm not Fraser Crane though. I don't do fancy. I mean, if you want to call in with your problems and air them online for hundreds of millions of people, that's fine. Call in. I will talk about them all you want. I don't care. But basically, today, I just want to give you guys a good vision of where we're going. Right now, I don't want to be like I'm just telling you how this happens. I don't want to be like the next Rush Limbaugh or the next Sean Hannity or the next, Democratic or Republican talking head. To me, I would like to do something that is more positive, that's more encouraging, that actually speaks life into people. I don't want to be yelling at people and calling people names, even though I'm not going to lie, that does sell, that brings in listeners, but I don't feel like that's a good opportunity to speak in like a life type. And I'll tell you this, I ain't no hippie either. Some people, they're hippies. I'm not a hippie. And if you are a hippie, that's okay. I don't mind if you're a hippie. Peace, people, peace. Whatever. But I'm not a hippie. But yeah, so I just want to do a lot of stuff that helps people, that encourages them, and puts a positive spin on the community of Flint, a positive view on the community of Genesee County. But it's difficult. I mean, when I read the newspaper about that prostitution ring. I heard about that, all those murders. I want something that's more nice. Anyways, but I ended up, let me tell you something. I forgot what I was going to say. Bear with me, guys. This is my first episode, so hopefully not my last. Fingers crossed, right? Yikes. Yeah, no, so sometimes I'll be like right on top of things, and then next thing you know, bam, totally forget what I'm talking about. It happens. That's what happens when you get old, and you're like, wait a minute, he doesn't even look old. But I'll tell you this, it's not how old you are. It's how old you feel. Now, don't let these charmingly good looks fool you guys. This is, I'm what they call an old soul. You know what I mean? Hey, whoa, guess what? Look at what I found. I got a new coffee mug. I Heart Detroit. Isn't that a nice one? I bought that at, where did I buy that? Adrian Montague knows where I bought that. I was with her. I think it was like Flint or Detroit Museum or something. Anyways, hold on. Wait, watch this. You don't want to know what was in that coffee mug. I'm kidding. I'll tell you this though, it wasn't coffee. Whoa, what? Anyways, let your heart content. Look at this. A buddy of mine. Now, I don't know if you can tell the desk over here, if you can look at that, but I'm trying to get a few props on the desk, guys, and to be honest, it stinks. I've got very few props. I'm trying to make it more comfortable for everyone, but this really stinks. My desk is very, so I need some. Like, if you guys got bobbleheads, I need a couple bobbleheads. If you got bobbleheads would be great, but something that reflects you, that you want to talk about, be like, oh, well, this is a nice thing. And like my friend Derek Tersani, he gave me this bobblehead. He won it at a nice concert, I think it was, some sort of event or something. I forget what it is. Derek, if you're listening, you should probably call in and let us know what that was about. This is a picture of my grandma, who can we see that? Is that seeable right there? Should I zoom in? There we go. Perfect. That's a picture of my grandma right there. Beautiful lady. She's dead now though, but I tell you, when she was there, it was great. She was a great woman. Anyways, we're talking positive things now. We're talking good stuff. I won this. This is an Emmy. An Emmy, people. That's right. 20 years of excellence right there. That's how long I've actually been alive, longer than 20 years. But, everybody should get an award for living 20-some years, 21 years or something. 25 years is a quarter of a century, I think. I'm not good with math. That's why I'm on the radio.
Quarter of a century, 25 years, yeah.
Well,
yeah, four quarters make 100, so.
You're a genius. That's John, our producer there. Everybody can hear you?
Yeah, I believe they can. Yeah.
Whoa!
Stereo.
I didn't know we could talk. Wow! Can they see you too or no?
No. I do have a camera in here, but I don't turn it on.
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm like camera shy. I stay away from cameras. So.
Hey, that's okay. You know what? Let me tell you guys. I appreciate John because he can. I don't know the first thing about technology. I can barely turn on my Facebook, let alone all this fancy stuff. John,
you got a great computer there, though.
Yeah, well, that's just for looks. This is just for looks. Let me tell you, I don't know anything about that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, somebody doesn't come in and rob me or something, and you never know. But that's okay, because I got like some sort of, there's a lock on it, I guess you could do. So if somebody does steal this, the man knows. The man always knows.
Well, there's it's a low jack kind of system, or on Apple. Like I got it on my iPhone. It can basically, I could really get online, shut it off, destroy everything that's on it. So it's probably like yours. They can, the computer app.
Oh, we got a call. Hello. I wonder who this is. How exciting. I didn't know people called in. This is great. John's just talking to him right now. Hopefully it's somebody. It's probably, chances are, somebody I know. So I've got over 998 Facebook friends, guys. I need 2 more. 2. I don't know how people do it. 2. Okay.
Jeremiah Bouchard.
Jeremiah Bouchard. How you doing, Jeremiah? This is my friend. He's currently a missionary in Brazil right now. Well, he's in the States. Talk to me. You're on. Wait. Hold on. Don't talk to me yet. What's going on? What was that all about? Are we?
I didn't make the beats, man. You're doing the show. I'm just calling in.
I blame that on John. That's John. John, come on, you're fired. No, I'm kidding.
No, there's another call coming in. So
there's
another
gosh.
call. So you get 3 calls at once.
Hey, let me tell you guys something. I know you want to call, and I'm flattered that everybody wants to talk, but we can only take a couple calls at a time, like one at a time. So if you get a busy signal, totally wait, I guess. I don't know. I'm like I said.
Listen in, see when the person hangs up there, and so.
Yeah. Listen in, guys. Listen in. See when they hang up, and then it'll be okay. Jeremiah, you're on Let's Talk with Jason B. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, I just wanted to see how the radio show's going. I've never been on the radio before. I think it's a pretty cool thing that, what you're doing. We've been friends for a little while, and so I just wanted to call in and see what it's like. How you liking it?
This is my first episode. It is very interesting. I do appreciate it. It's good. It's good. I like it a lot. I'm trying to get my camera stuff there. It's like if I'm looking in. Are you on right now? Can you see me or no? No.
I can't see. I'm actually outside enjoying the sunshine today.
Oh, good for you. Because I'm in a basement right now, the little bat cave, I guess you could say. It's, oh my gosh. I can't tell you exactly where I'm at. It's a fancy little bunker, but it's nice though. It's nice. Anyways, how's the weather outside? Good. It doesn't.
The weather's looking pretty good. The sun is shining. It's mostly sunny out right now, and I'd say it's just a beautiful day to go take a dip in the pool or take the family to a park. And it's one of those days you just want to get out and take the dog for a walk. It's a nice cool breeze just skirting across the grass, and it's one of those days where you feel alive.
Yeah, that's Jeremiah Bouchard, the weatherman. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, so you're from you're what part of Brazil are you missionarying in right now?
Well, right now my work is mostly in a city called Campo Grande, which is in central West Brazil. It's just east of Paraguay. They're in the center of the country.
Okay. Now that's in Brazil.
That is in Brazil. It's just east of Paraguay.
Wow. Because I'll tell you this, I read something, now Brazil loves their soccer, but I read something online, and I don't know if you heard about this, but there was a guy, a Brazil soccer player, he was doing a nasty he was yelling or something at the ref, and the ref literally took a knife and shanked him. He stabbed him, and the soccer player died going to the hospital. And then, wait, I'm not done. And then they ended up, the fans rushed into the studio or the stadium, decapitated the ref. I'm not making this up. No, I'm not making this up. I swear, this is a true story. They took him and they decapitated and they put his head on a spike like they did in the Viking. Speaking life here at Let's Talk with Jason B. So no, oh gosh, that's not really life speaking.
I don't know how comfortable I feel returning to Brazil anymore.
Well,
Maybe I should just go to Ohio.
Don't do Ohio. Oh my gosh, Ohio. This is a true story. I remember I was dating a girl we were both going to U of M, and we were dating, and ends up, it was a beautiful, it was picture perfect, my friend. The sun was coming down. We're on this grassy hill and a picnic, candlelit picnic. And next thing you know, I'm going to ask her to marry me. And she says, well, I've got something to tell you. And mind you, we're both pretty old. You're 29 and I'm almost 29. My birthday, August 11th, if anybody wants to get me a gift. But so anyways, she's like, well, I've got something to tell you. And I said, well, what? And she said, I'm moving. I'm like, where? And she's like, to Ohio. Ends up, she went to Ohio State University. And when I found that out, I got up, I walked away, and as I'm driving away, I look behind me, and I guess one of the candles, they fell and started lighting everything on fire. And so I don't know. I probably should have called 911 or something, but I don't know what happened to her. She could be alive or she could be dead, but I don't know. Anyways, speaking life here at Let's Talk with Jason B. That's not. Anyways. But yeah, so, well, it's good to hear from you. I appreciate you calling in, and I look forward to doing a nice fancy little interview with you soon. Talk about Brazil a little more and this and that, so...
Well, sounds like a lot of fun. I'm enjoying your show.
Oh, good. At least that's one of us. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I like this too. All right. Take it easy. We'll talk later, my friend. Bye-bye.
Thanks for taking my call.
All right. And so that was that. Wow. Congrats. This is the first call we've got. Let's hope many more come in.
That's pretty good for a first call.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, one call, one show. John, didn't you say once that... if you get one or two calls during a show, then it's like you're good as gravy or something like that?
That's what I always told by the professionals in the radio world, the traditional radio world, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're on your way,
What can I say?
You're going to be, continuing with Howard Stern soon,
No, I'll tell you this, John, I'm sorry, but I'm not a Howard Stern fan. It's too much filth for me, but I don't really listen to him. Hey, but you know what, guys? Whatever floats your boat. If you like Howard Stern, power to you. You know, I'm not a big fan of him, but
You gotta admit though, his shtick works. I mean, people listen to him. He gets good money.
That's true. That's true. He gets great money. Where me, I get no money. But that's okay. It's a passion of a labor of love, is what it is. Am I right? Or am
I gotta hear more about this girlfriend you left in flames because she decided to head out to become a Buckeye instead of a Wolverine.
Oh, John, I tell you, I'm telling you this, man. I have had horrible relationships. I mean, just the other day, I'm not making this up. Just the other day, we went to a girl and me. We went to. I met her on Facebook, and let me tell you, people. Here's a word of advice. If you see something on Facebook, it doesn't always mean it's real, you know. Because I looked and I don't want to say I'm too religious, you know, but I like to think of myself as a Christian. You know, I walk in the Christian faith or whatever. But I don't beat people over the head with a Bible. And a lot of people can't do that now either because they're all on the phone, you know, and you don't really want to beat somebody with your phone because then they'll break. But, so I looked on her Facebook and it said, you know, religious view Christian. And I thought, well, this is perfect, you know, so thumbs up. So I started talking to her and we started hanging out and we went on our first date, 501 Bar and Grill we went to. This is a while ago, and she ended up. And listen, you know, people listening, they probably already have, because I've told tons of people this story already, but there's tons more they haven't heard it. So you got to bear with me, guys. If you hear a story once or twice, it happens. But so, anyways, we went to 501 Bar and Grill, and it was just. The point is, it was terrible. She ended up getting completely drunk. I mean, boozed up, not buzzed, boozed, John. It was terrible. Her words were loud and slurry. So I'm taking her back to her place, and ends up, she's just woozy. She ends up leaning over, and I'm not making this up, John. Leaning over and throwing up right on my shoes. Oh, it was horrible. I couldn't believe it. I mean, and not like a. This was like a. It was terrible. She completely just upchucked everything. I had chunks of food in my shoes. Oh, John, it was horrible. I had to take my shoes off and dump the food out, and it was just not good. And I take her back to her place, and, you know, we're going up the stairs. She passes out, and I thought, to myself, I said, there's one or two ways I can go about this. I can write a little note and pin it on her that says, please take me to 2B, which is her apartment number, or then I thought, well, that's not a very good thing to do. But I ended up I took her like a sack of potatoes. I just picked her up, and I started carrying her to her room at her apartment, and I got her in, and I put her on the couch. I just tossed her on the couch, and she woke up, and literally, as she woke up and fell down, she pulled my shirt, and I pulled me into her, and we started making out, you know, and you're thinking, ooh, ooh, ooh. Not true, my friends, not true, because I'll tell you what happened. If you forgot, she just, like 10 minutes ago, so I'm tasting exactly what she, and I'm like, this is disgusting. I'm never going out on a date again. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. I don't know if I'm ever going to get married, you know.
Dating in the 2000s, it's just harder to do than it used to be.
Oh my gosh, absolutely, because if you're dating when, like, in the 1950s, it was like, I like you, let's go. And that was it, and you're done, you know. But nowadays, you got to play these little games, and you got to woo them, and you got to spend $1 billion, and it's like, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
So have you heard anything more from this woman?
Yes, we went out on a second date.
Wait a minute.
I
You
li-
actually went out on a second date with this woman.
Yes, but I limited her alcoholic intake, so it was not as bad. But I don't think, it's like water and oil. It doesn't mix well. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do it again, but because I'll tell you this. I did a thing where I'm writing a book, so nobody steal this idea. You got to have the 4 C's in a relationship. You've got to have chemistry, compatibility, communication, and kissing. What? No, kissing. That's a joke. That's okay. No, Christ. Because, like I said, I'm a Christian. So, chemistry, compatibility, communication, Christ. And you're thinking, well, why is, Jesus the last one? And it's mainly because it's interchangeable, guys. It just sounds better, I think, the way that goes. The 4 C's to lasting relationship. The problem I've got, John, is the first one, the chemistry. There's no pizzazz, there's no woo, there's no whatever. But anyways,
You bring an interesting point up, though. I mean, maybe I don't want to go too far off a tangent and sure show, but I've read papers, I've read some stuff that says that Christians shouldn't date. They should. I don't know how they're supposed to find their prospective mate, but these people advocated basically, from what I was reading, almost like arranged marriages. And I'm like really puzzled by that. What would you take? What would you say as a Christian? What is your stand on dating? You go out on dates, so I mean.
oh yeah.
But I mean, do you think that's like such a bizarre concept that these people are advocating that dating's not something that Christians should be engaging in, or what?
That's an interesting question. It's like to me, I think, people are like, well, dating, courting, this and that. To me, I find they're both interchangeable. The words, I guess, it's the same thing. But it's tough because when you're young, you want to because to me, I'm 28, almost 29. August 11th, 1984 is my birthday, so it's coming up. But if you want to get me a present. But dating to me is like, I am old enough now to where I'm ready to, like, the girl that I really connect with is the girl I want to date, or marry, as I should say. So, I guess there's people that are like, well, what about the one? I don't necessarily believe in the one, but if you guys want to call in and talk about it, let me know what you think. That'd be great. But I don't think there is the one. I think there's a lot of people out there, and you're going to like a few of them, more than one. And I'm not saying keep trying or whatever. I'm just saying that there's going to be more than... What am I saying, John? Sometimes I get all jumbled up. You know what I mean?
Well, I think your point's valid. I mean, sometimes people think there's just overarching one person.
Yeah.
And it's an off-the-rack world, and it's basically, you can make it work if you want to put the effort to it. But then again, a relationship, in my opinion, shouldn't be all work. I mean, I've seen people straining to keep a relationship going, and I'm bewildered by that. I just like, if it's that hard to do, it's probably not it's a non-natural fit.
Exactly. I agree that, you gotta, I'm not gonna lie, as a guy, now I don't know about a girl, but as a guy, you got to really, I do believe there is some pursuing, and I'm made to pursue a woman of particular taste and interest, but I really think that as you pursue, that there needs to be fun too, because if it's all work and no play, and when I say play, I don't mean play, but I mean just like have fun is what I mean. Do you know what I mean when I say play?
The way the world means it now. I mean, it's like dating is kind of, let's face it. I don't know if you know this, and maybe it's getting a little bit more.
I probably do.
Scholastic or scholarly, but marriages years ago were not held inside of churches. The marriage ceremony, they're held in the doorway. because sexuality and that whole aspect of human existence was kind of a no man's land at that time for the church. And especially, I'm thinking you're probably thinking more of the Roman Catholic Church, but I'm sure it did carry itself into other denominations. But it was a 50 thing. You got another call.
Hey, we got a call, number 2. Whoop, 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 whoop. Party time. I wonder who this is, because I'm excited. I tell you, when people call, this is so thrilling, because I don't know who they are. John's taking it right now, which is why you don't hear him. But, no, you make a good point. It's like, in relationships, I really feel... let me tell you guys something. I was real worried about filling in that hat.
Veronica?
Veronica.
Yeah.
All right. Veronica, where are you from?
I'm from Burton.
Great, Veronica. So, let's talk. What do you want to talk about?
I want to weigh in on the conversation about relationships in Christianity.
Okay. What do you have to say?
My question is, where are the men that doing the pursuing? Because as a Christian female, and we're waiting to be pursued, not waiting like passively, just sitting around waiting, but we're living our lives. We're in the community. We're serving God, but we don't see the pursuit of an actual man. What's going on with that?
That's a good point, because I tell you, nowadays, I think they said I was watching a show on TV, and they said 73% of African American families do not have a male figure in the family, and I think that leads to a lot of problems. I believe, and men have to stand up. They have to take responsibility in the relationship, and they have to start, pursuing and wooing the female, because. Guys, you just got to man up, Have you heard that before? Man up, because when it comes to a relationship, they're not going to be handed to you. You've got to be like, I like this girl a whole bunch. I really want to go after her, and so I'm going to do it, You guys are too scared and too passive. You got women like Veronica out here that are waiting for somebody to woo and somebody to romance, and I think that we need to really step it up as men, So take that as a challenge, guys. Step it up. That's for sure.
Thanks, Jason. That's exactly what they need to hear.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thanks for calling in, Veronica. I appreciate it.
All right, enjoy your show.
Oh, thank you. Bye-bye. All right, that's true, because you guys, it's a thing where it's way too many single females out there raising their own kids, kids that, my goodness. John, I saw Maury the other day, and they have a whole television show, a talk show. Maury's thing, Maury Povich, is basically, his thing is, you are or you are not the father. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how are you going to have a show about that? And people, you got to just, it boggles my mind.
I've seen one show. I don't know if it was Montel Williams, because he does similar shows. They test for the parentage.
He doesn't do shows anymore.
Oh, it's okay. So this was several years ago that I saw
yeah.
this, because I don't watch TV during the daytime too much. But anyway, there's a woman who got tested with 3 different men, and none of those men, none of the 3, were the father of her actual child. So this suggests that this woman's actually,
Wow.
and she was crying so badly, because I don't know if it was an embarrassment or a frustration,
Yeah.
but she didn't know who this kid's father was. And 3 different individual men were tested, and none of those 3 were the father of this child. Now, there's something. Some people say that's just a Christian perspective, that kind of like judgment on this, but I think that does have an impact even on a total secular basis, even if there wasn't this kind of Christian-esque taint to the society. I think there's got to be something to said about knowing where you came from, who your parents are, because I think you draw inspiration from that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's so many people that are, kids in foster homes. A friend of mine was telling me there's like 440,000 kids in foster homes or something like that, and it is outrageous. That's way too many. And I just read on the news, or in the newspaper, that that there was a huge, you read about this, a huge prostitution ring or something all across the state. And the majority of those kids, these are kids, people, that were being prostituted for some sicko's enjoyment, you know. The majority of those kids came from foster homes. They were runaway kids. They said that the average kid will fall into prostitution 48 hours after they leave home, you know. And I think it first comes down to, why are they leaving home in the first place? You know, I think a family needs to be very well close-knit, you know. I know my family, we're real close-knit. You know, I go visit my folks every week, once a week, you know, sometimes twice, but we're real close, and there needs to be a nucleus of a family, and maybe that might not be, I don't think that's just a Christian thing. I think that's like just a moral fabric thing. Like, you need that in a society.
So I think that's true too. I think it was like, I think it's really absurd for a lot of people who want to claim that's just a Christian bias or it's a religious bias. I think if you look at other cultures, the core of the nuclear family is still intact, and that's the reason why a lot of other societies don't have the issues we have. You know, I really do. And I mean, I come from I worked in social work. I have my background in psychology. I also have a strong background in sociology. So, you know, I read up on this stuff. I've observed and I taught to different people. So,
Yeah. You're, let me just say, John, you're very well educated, much more than me. Because guess what I've done? Not much. That's okay. That's okay. Whatever. You know, I'm on the air now, so God works in mysterious ways, right? We'll just leave it at that. But I'm just looking up here on my fancy computer. It says that 12 of the kids were. Oh my gosh! It said about the prostitution ring. 18 of the pimps were from Detroit. Detroit, 18 of them. I don't heart Detroit for that. That's for sure. You know, I cry for that. I can't believe that's bleh, that's disgusting. But I don't know what this society's coming to. You know. Anyways, but I gotta start speaking more extra life. You know, because there's too much yelling and name calling. But well, John, I just remembered. I got 2 calls in one episode. So what does that mean?
that means you're rocking. I mean, it's a used expression, rocking.
Yeah, rocking. I don't rock, though. Oh, my gosh, guys. Oh, my gosh. You probably all wondering how to call in. Well, let me tell you. The phone number, 810-208-1854. That's 810-208-1854. If you want to call in about pretty much anything, because I didn't really have a set, you know, I'll tell you this, guys, because I had, like, in my mind, I was going to be like, okay, I'm going to talk about this, this, and this. That should take up most of the time. It took up like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, man, you can't have a radio show for 5 minutes. So now I'm just going with the flow, guys, going with the flow. So we'll see what else is going on around here. I mean, I just, oh, John, I just saw something on the internet the other day, which is what I'm looking at. Juice boxes. You remember juice boxes as a kid, right? The Juicy Juice and the High C and stuff.
Well, I was already in college when they came out, but yeah, I remember my friends' kids having them, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they got Capri Suns or whatever. Well, I just saw on the, on somebody's blog or something that they ended up, this is a Juicy juice box, you know, really, this is one of the juice boxes that are pretty high class, that a lot of people buy, brand name. Ends up, it had a little tiny hole in it, you know, so tiny that not even the juice would leak out, but the air would leak in. And through that, I guess because there's so much garbage in a juice box that there's mold. There was mold that ended up getting inside the juice box. And I was like, that's almost as disgusting as a girl throwing up on your shoes, which is...
But not as bad as kissing one after she threw
Good point, John, because that was pretty gross, too. I'm not going to lie. But, so I couldn't believe it. And I'm thinking to myself, nowadays, we got so many people that are talking... I mean, our food is pumped up of so many chemicals. It is outrageous. I cannot believe it. I'm like, why is there no regulating? Why can we not say, hey, maybe we should reverse the trend of pumping our food with preservatives and additives and all this other garbage and actually, make it more pure, more healthy to the body? I figured the reason here is because it's all about money. There's people, lobbyists, that are shelling out so much money that are saying, we want you to vote like this, Congress. We want you to pass these rules, FDA. And it's like, why are we letting people do that? You know what I mean? It's outrageous. It's really sad. But I don't know exactly what all that is about. It's very depressing. Anyways, but so I'm now if you guys were unaware, I have a real hard time sometimes speaking life. Being positive and encouraging and really. Now, I think because I was thinking about this, there's a big difference between being encouraging and speaking life. Encouragement is like, hey, good job, well, at least you tried, rah, 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 Encouragement is for those people that give you trophies like this one for living 20-some years or something. That's encouragement. It doesn't mean anything, but it makes the person receiving it feel good. Speaking life, to me, I believe, is something that really changes a person, like completely shifts their paradigm and how they think and how they react. You know what I mean? It's like I'm speaking life into you. A friend of mine called me up a while ago and said, Jason, I feel like such a loser. I did this, this, and this. And I said, no, man, you are not a loser. You have a lot ahead of you. There is a future. I was talking to another buddy of mine. We went out for coffee, and we said that it's like, we said that, one of the things was AARP. They quoted saying that, a lot of people don't peak until their 50s. And John, how old are you, by the way? Are you 50?
I just turned 50 in June. Yep.
Congratulations. You're about to peak. So, according to AARP.
Well, see, I believe that people do have, I don't think there's it's the age for people to reach this pinnacle for themselves. I think that it depends on your own efforts. And you got to just keep it. The only people, I really believe this, I'm not an optimist by any measure, but I think the only way you truly quit is just to give up. But there are times when you have to actually say that something you're pursuing is something you got to give up, and you move on to something else. But I think you just can keep on trying until everybody's a failure until they get success, and then the rest of their failures are forgotten.
That's a good point because nowadays I'm 28, almost 29. August 11th is my birthday. If you want to get me a present,
you want a gift card, or do you want like a self-folding cash?
Hey, whatever people feel inclined to give me, I will freely receive. Maybe a few more doohickeys for my desk because it looks pretty bare right now.
Gift cards are just easier to send in the mail, though.
That's true. Well, Facebook does this stuff on gift cards now, too. I wouldn't recommend that because then the man's got all your information and then you're just screwed. But can I say that on air? You
can pretty much say anything you want to, but if you're Christian on one hand, you want to make sure you're not saying something that's contradictory to being a Christian. But if you want to go on that route, you could say this is the internet. Yeah. Porn's 90% or 80% of the content on the internet. So
that's true. And let me just tell you guys here on the radio that there will be no, and I mean this, no pornography on this show. I don't know about the other shows. That's a free society. But this show, we're going to have no nastiness on here, you know. And while I'm at it, there's going to be a couple other rules. We're not going to name call anybody, you know. So if you're calling up and wanting to rail into somebody's character or their integrity or whatever, stay at home. Don't call, you know. Although I do like calls, but so no name calling, no pot shots to the integrity. And I really feel like we're going to have good discussion. We're going to have intelligent discussion. So really come in with questions, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them. And if not this week, maybe next week. And if you do have questions, check out a couple different things. You know, we're going to be on the internet, so check out either behind me, Flint Radio or flinttalkradio.com, or check out my Facebook page, Let's Talk with Jason B, on Facebook. I think it goes facebook.com/Let's Talk with Jason B, all one thing.com. Or my actual, if you guys want to be friends with me, look me up on Facebook. That's Jason B. Wisenen, WAISANEN. Look me up on Facebook, and then, because I really need to get past that. I want to get to the 1,000 friend club, you know. Not that I think, do you get, John, do we get anything for the 1,000 friend club?
On Facebook, I never did, and I got like 2,200 friends now. But you know, because you know I've been on the radio for a long time. But no, there's no big no big gift giving or anything from Facebook.
How many friends do you have?
I think it's like 1,200 or 1,022. I've actually lost a few because some people didn't like what I posted about something, so they can come and go as they choose. Like, I can't say anything about it.
Why do you cut me so deep, John? That I took that personal. You like rubbed it right in my face. Oh, I got 1,200.
But don't forget that I've been doing this for 7 years now, and I've been on Facebook 4 or 5 years. And I don't friend shop. I don't ask people to be friends. Just like at random or just try to get bulk. It's people through shows we've done.
Okay, so are you suggesting that I friend shop? Because I don't.
No,
I'm not a friend shopper.
No, I mean, if you want to get just the numbers up, but I mean, I think the best thing to do is the more genuine approach.
Okay,
is
maybe I am.
People are going to watch the show. People you're going to have as guests in the future are going to have friends who are going to want to be your friend on Facebook. So
that's true.
It'll happen, Jason. Happen.
That reminds me. Oh, thanks, John. I want to give a special shout out to one of my new friends. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot his name. Oh, I feel like a jerk. Oh, I feel like a jerk now. And because I remember talking to him. I just got my hair cut from him. He's gonna freaking hate my guts now. Oh, he will probably defriend me. Yeah, but I'll tell you this. I got my hair cut before I came. I got it at Consolidated Barber Shop. That's right on the corner of Kersley and Saginaw Street. It's right. It's in the basement of Consolidated Tattoo Place. I don't have any tattoos, and I'm not judging people who do have tattoos, but whatever floats your boat, I guess. In fact, real quick, I'm gonna look him up to see. Because I feel super bad about, holy moly, I've got like 500 people on here that Consolidated Barber Shop. Look these guys up on the internet. They're 107 West Kersley Street, Flint, Michigan. Don't you think, guys, that he did a great job? Because I really like this haircut. And he charges cheap, too. It's like $10 or something like that. Oh, that's better. Oh, my thing was all funny.
They'll slip around a lot, too.
Yeah, well, we'll fix that. My head's shaped funny, but whatever. I speak life, not into myself, but I'm working on that, too. Internet. Anyways, internet's down. It's beside the point. But so yeah, I told him, I said, the haircut is so good that I'm going to give this guy a free shout out on the radio show. I don't think he believed me that I have my own internet radio show, but not a lot of people do. But they will soon enough, But anyways, so Consolidated Barbershop, check it out. Kersley Sagnall, right behind Consolidated tattoo place. He does a great job. He's got a few tattoos, so if the tattoo thing bothers you people, don't do it. But I look past a person's skin color or what's on their skin, and I look at their inner character, their heart, and I think that's what we need to do more often. Look at people's hearts and see exactly. But a lot of times, to be honest with you guys, a lot of times people's hearts are so guarded, and they're so like, stay away from me, I've been hurt too many times, blah, 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 that people don't want to, expose their heart. And I don't think that's a good way to go about living life, but whatever. I mean, whatever floats your boat. That's one of my mottos, I guess. Guys, like I said, if you wanted to call in, now's a great time. 810-208-1854. That's 810-208-1854. We got open lines, and because, anyways, but yeah. So that's about that. I really look forward to the rest of, hopefully I will have a few more things, like I'll actually write my stuff down, because it's all jumbled up right now. But
Imagine doing a 3-hour show every day like some of these, I'm not a big fan of Rush Limbaugh, but I know he runs a 3-hour show.
yeah,
And could you imagine doing that every day? I mean, it's probably pretty exhausting. But then again, he's got people who go out and get information for him.
commercials.
Right, commercials. But just 3 hours a day. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see how people do it on regular radio. It's amazing.
And that reminds me, I do appreciate having this opportunity, but here at FlintTalkRadio.com, we love doing this, but it costs billions and billions of dollars, and the best way to pay for stuff like this, I mean, John, how much do you think in this room is like $100,000 worth of equipment or something, right? It's probably quite a bit.
It's quite a bit. Not 100,000, but it's quite a bit. And we eventually like to have advertisers. I mean,
Yeah.
they come on board. So if they're interested, give us a call at the same number,
Yeah.
and we'll get back with you and see what we can do for you.
That is 810-208-1854. Particularly if you are interested in doing advertising or whatever, fancy commercials, go through my show, because I am awesome, but you are awesome too. Everybody is awesome, okay? We are all awesome people. So don't think of yourself as a loser. Think of yourself as awesome. But anyways, yeah, so call us if you're interested, and we're going to do a few more things, John, I was supposed to have a fancy banner behind me, but with my show, Let's Talk with Jason B, because that's me, Jason B. But the guy didn't, it didn't work out, probably because I didn't call him. I probably should have called him and things would have happened, but whatever, maybe I'll do it this week. Who knows? And I'll get fancy business cards and start handing them out like crazy. And I think Staples does that, right? There's all kinds of places that do it. But anyway, this is really, let me just tell you guys real quick. This is an honor and a privilege to be doing a show like this. I appreciate the opportunity where you guys let me into your homes and into your hearts, and where we just speak life to people, and where we encourage them, and where we build them up. And I look forward, and I hope you do too, to many other shows in the future. So if you guys will stick with me, give me a good amount of grace and mercy and patience, all things that I'm trying to work towards, because I'm not very graceful or merciful, and I'm definitely not patient, especially when it comes to driving. But let me know, just keep with me, stick with it, and hopefully the show will pick up more. There'll be more pizzazz. People will actually start watching or something, that'd be great. And pay attention, and we get some guests. But just stick with me, and we'll hopefully change the nation one person at a time. I know that's cheesy, but whatever. As long as people enjoy having fun watching me, not that I'm much to look at. Oh, jab at myself. I'm sorry. I gotta start speaking more life into me and other people. But so just stick with me, and let's see where this goes. So I think that's about it. I'm gonna hand it off to the next guy. Who's coming up next, John?
Today we're done for tonight. After you're done,
Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm the last one, so that'll be fun. But like I said, if you want to go to flinttalkradio.com, check me out on the stream. Go to my Facebook fan page, Let's Talk with Jason B. Or check me out on Facebook itself, Jason B. Wiseman. That's Waisanen. Do we have a YouTube?
Yes, we do. It's they just they could type your talk with Jason B. or Flint Talk Radio A, and they can find it there. We got hundreds of videos up already there on YouTube, Ustream.
Yeah.
We had hundreds of on Stickam before Stickam folded up, so we've been around for a while.
That's good. So stick with me, stick with Flint Talk Radio, and let's see what happens. So I'll let you guys go until next week, and be blessed and speak life. Amen. That wasn't a prayer. That cut. Done.
Want to pray?
Are we done?
No, I thought you wanted to go further. So
What? How long have we done this for?
we're at 52 minutes and 8 seconds right now.
Oh my gosh! I've been talking for 52 minutes. Holy cow! And I've only got 2 calls. It'd be a lot easier if we had more calls, but that's okay.
That's 2 calls for the first show. Is really good, Jason.
Yeah, well, whatever. So if you wanted, if this didn't work out, I had this all planned. In my brain, everything was going to run so smooth, And let me tell you, things don't run smooth in my brain. It's all raggedy, and it's like bam, 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 bam. But I guess if we got, you want to go 60 minutes, John? Would that be about
Well,
right?
you could wrap it up if you want. I mean, it's like I said before we started. It's up to you. It's your show. So.
Well, if I only got a few more minutes, we can talk about something else.
Well, we got it's just incredible. Well, maybe okay, I'm gonna be like the fan that's calling in instead of an actual phone call. Ring, ring. Okay, it's like, no. What do you are you gonna have guests in the future there, Jason? You want to bring people from?
Oh, John. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm glad you said something. Because this was part of my thing too. It's a bunch of vision casting, I guess you could say. Future shows. I want to bring people in that want to talk about. I have a friend she's a nutritionist, and I want to bring her in so we can talk about how to change our eating habits to something more healthy. I want to talk about, and I have a friend who is a personal trainer. I want him to talk about how you can change your physical regimen to include. This is my physical regimen here. That's actually how I dance.
Jason's a champion shadow boxer.
Yeah. No, I dance like this. This is my dance. No. Oh boy. Yeah, we're still live. That's right. So anyways, we're gonna have a girl talk about food and how you can change your eating habits one step at a time. We're gonna have a guy talk about personal training, how you can change your physical regimen one step at a time. I want to bring some friends in about adoption, especially with this prostitution story that broke, a few days ago. You can check it out on the Flint Journal. I saw it on USA Today, things like that. I want her to talk about, adoption, because I think that's it's not just. I don't want this show to be what we're against all the time. I want the show to be what we are for. You know what I mean? Like, being a Christian myself, I am against abortion. I don't believe. Not what. No. I cannot. I simply cannot. Whatever. No. But instead of being just no, I want to be, okay, well, if I'm against this, what am I for? Let's be for adoption. I have a friend, she's got 11 kids. They are all adopted from different parts of the world. A lot of them are brothers and sisters, and it's just amazing that they do that kind of stuff. And so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about current events, things that are going on in the world, politics and stuff. I actually have a full list of things that I wasn't able to get to because they're all scattered about. I want to talk about the weather, which is actually very nice today from what Jeremiah Bouchard said. The traffic, which is actually horrible today because I just ran into somebody. I did not. Time out. I did not run into them like in my car, but the person, I just hate slow people, guys. Oh, I just ask you to drive the speed limit. Am I the only guy in America that feels like that? Drive the speed limit. Don't drive too fast. Don't drive too slow. The speed limit. If it's 45, go 45. If it's 55, go 55. I don't care. If it's 70, go 70. Just drive the speed limit, please. Because that is the most irritating. Does that irritate you, John? People that drive slow?
Yeah, and then they drive so fast because the conditions aren't requiring, allowing it. Like I've seen cars hydroplane, and it's like it's raining madly. First few minutes rain, they always say it's slipperiest because the oil on the roads and stuff hasn't washed away yet. And I've seen them. Another thing is too, but you always notice that the person who's driving faster is insane. The person who's driving slower than you is an idiot. So
that's true. That's true. But how they say. Watch out. It's not you that have to be careful. It's the driver next to you or something. Always watch out for the other guy. I want to let you people know, most likely I am that other guy. Watch out for me. I drive a 2001 Chevy Malibu. It's a beige color. It's really old. That's probably me. So be careful, because I'm not extra aggressive. I just want you to drive the speed limit. Please drive the speed limit. Anyways, but yeah, so I gotta look at me. Oh my gosh, John, I'm just rambling on with the stupid thing, and I gotta focus. Focus. We can edit things, right?
Well, you're doing fine. I mean, we could edit it, but I mean, this is going up live as it is right now. So I mean, editing would take extra effort, and I'm kind of lazy. So I think you're doing fine.
Man.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
Okay. Well, anyways, but yeah. So let me know about the doohickeys. I need more bobbleheads, guys. Give me more bobbleheads.
Or cash, so he can buy his own.
Or cash. Well, I like gifts, though. I like gifts and presents, and, I want you guys to invest in the show. So if you don't have a fancy business and you don't want commercials, heck, let's say, what the best thing about this show is that it's my show. I can talk about whatever. Like, if I wanted to make a plug for me on dating, I could do that. I'm not going to, but I could. But I'm not going to. You got me? Anyways, all right, well, listen, like I said, speak life. Bear with me because this is really rough right now, guys. So hopefully it gets a little smoother, a little less edges are cut, and things get better. And if you're interested in being a guest, look us up on flinttalkradio.com. Send me something on Facebook at letstalkwithjasonb.com or my personal Facebook page, or where is it? I also got an email too. letstalkwithjasonb@gmail.com. So if you got suggestions for shows, or you want to be a guest, or whatever, because it's nice. So I would love to talk to you. So again, till next week, same time, same place. Goodbye.